Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from KAF1 and welcome to our MGA 1053 presentation. As you can see on your screen, our topic today is Inside Singapore Airlines. First of all, let me introduce our group members. Firstly, my name is Siti Khatijah binti Musa. Second, Nur Hasrina binti Osman. Third, Nur Nazura binti Muhammad Fauzi. Nur Latifah binti Suhaimi, and lastly Nurul Izzati binti Osman. For the first part, we are looking for abstract.
Introduction. In Singapore Airlines is Asia best ranked airline, placing first in 2016. That increasing competitive market, the airlines carries nearly 19 million passengers a year to over 16 destinations in more than 30 countries. That record high 58.7 million passengers in 2016. And then Captain Chan, one of the airline most experienced with 39 years being a pilot, always check for the airplane before takeoff and always want to have a good start among the passenger. Jen Chai, the attendant who have been flying with the airline for 7 years, also helping for the smooth travel. The station manager, Wen Tin Chin, is tasked with making sure all the flight runs smoothly before depart. And then the massive operation at the Singapore Airlines is the kitchen, which work 24 hours per week to procure over 15 million meals a year every day under Richard Neo and Paulo Zambrano. Richard Neo and Paulo Zambrano show them how the menus are designed, tested and managed.
It has three issues, which is first, innovative employees, second, trend in current practices, and third, nature of employment. The first issue is innovative employees. The manager can help employees to become more productive and innovative by fostering a culture that encourages creative and action in the workplace. This can inspire the employees to share their knowledge, experience, skill, suggestion and recommendation. Besides, surrounding ourselves with inspiration is the one good way to be more innovative at the work. Unlike learning the mindset of successful people, this strategy is simple and actually more need for everyday productivity. Secondly, another way to more become innovative at work is to expand your professional network. Expanding the network can give you access to various new ideas, innovative technologies, and activities that can develop creativity. Not only that, expanding the network can also be a good way to find inspiration for the new innovation. Communicating with others employees in discussion work-related matters is also a way for the workers to become more innovative. This way help employees to give opinions and help to provide a high level of comfort of customer. The second issue is trend in current practices. Trend in current practices can get from flattening organization structure. Flatter organization tend to benefit from improved communication between employees, increased morale, less bureaucracy, and the ability to make decisions and change faster. Typically, employees' responsibility level tend to be much higher in flatter organization. This improves job certification and reducing the need for excess level of management. Organizations also are moving toward flatter structure and they will need leaders who can thrive in the collaborative and cross-functional environment. Besides, the level of digitalization in the airport is growing rapidly and it supports trends such as increased automation and targeted passenger services. Then, trend in current practices is developing training strategies now to ensure millennials are well prepared for leadership is an important way to ensure a smooth transition once the next generation of workers enter the workforce. It is important to note that leadership style have evolved with the way of working and culture in many environments, and therefore the leadership style should be aligned with this. It is often beneficial to obtain training from sources outside the organization to allow employees to bring new knowledge into the business and put a different spin on habits that may have been used for years.
The various elements connected to a particular employment position are referred to as the nature of the occupation. It contains requirements that both the employee and the employer must follow in accordance with the employment contract. The length of employment, the employee's employment status, which may be regular or probationary, the function of the work, the duties involved, and the performance expectation are all considered aspects of the nature of the employment. It also refers to working conditions, salaries, and benefits that a company provides for a job.
The Sustainable Development Goals (SDG), also known as the Global Goals, were adopted by the United Nations in 2015 as a universal call to action to end poverty, protect the planet, and ensure that by 2013 all people enjoy peace and prosperity. The 17 SDGs are integrated. They recognize that action in one area will affect outcomes in others, and that development must balance social, economic, and environmental sustainability. Countries have committed to prioritize progress for those who are furthest behind. The SDGs are designed to end poverty, hunger, AIDS, and discrimination against women and girls. The creativity, know-how, technology, and financial resources from all of society is necessary to achieve the SDGs in every context. Singapore Airlines supports the United Nations 2013 Agenda for Sustainable Development, which outlines 17 Sustainable Development Goals (SDG). were identified goals 8, 12, and 13 as ones that we place emphasis on. Singapore Airlines have a lot of sustainable development goals (SDG) in their industry. Among them is a life of good health and promoting well-being for all at all age. Good health is essential to sustainable development, and the 2013 Agenda reflects the complexity and interconnectedness of the two. It takes into account widening economic and social inequalities, rapid urbanizations, threats to the climate and the environment, the continuing burden of HIV and other infectious diseases, and emerging challenges such as non-communicable diseases. Universal health coverage will be integral to achieving SDG 3, ending poverty and reducing inequalities. Emerging global health priorities not explicitly included in the SDGs, including antimicrobial resistance, also demand action. Singapore Airlines is committed to environmental sustainability and operating in a responsible manner to support their industry goals. They value employees and care for their well-being and development. In addition, they strive to improve safety practice as well as foster a strong and positive safety culture within the organization.
Besides, Singapore Airlines also have partnerships for the goals for Sustainable Development Goals. The SDGs can only be realized with strong global partnerships and cooperation. Official development assistance remains steady but below target at $147 billion in 2017, while humanitarian crises brought on by conflict or natural disasters continue to demand more financial resources and aid. Many countries also require official development assistance to encourage growth and trade. Singapore Airlines maintains high standards of corporate governance, professionalism, integrity, and commitment at all levels. With strong internal controls and risk management system. For employees, they are value their employees and care for their well-being and development. Singapore Airlines also strives to improve their safety practices, as well as cultivate a strong and positive safety culture within their organization. As we know, there are a lot of airlines in Singapore, but Singapore Airlines work hard to offer customers the best travel experience through providing excellent service and proactive customer engagement. In addition, they treat suppliers with respect, insist on fairness in our relationship, and work towards sustainable business practices. Furthermore, Singapore Airlines are committed to environmental sustainability and to operating in a responsible manner in support of our industry's goals.
However, Singapore Airlines have decent works and economic growth in SDG. The SDGs promote sustained economic growth, higher levels of productivity and technological innovation. Encouraging entrepreneurship and job creation are key to this as an effective measure to eradicate forced labor, slavery, and human trafficking. With these targets in mind, the goal is to achieve full and productive employment and decent work for all women and men by 2030. They are promote sustainable, inclusive, and sustainable economic growth, full and productive employment, and decent work for all. At Singapore Airlines, they value employees and care about their well-being and development. In addition, they strive to improve safety practices and foster a strong and positive safety culture within the organization. They also seek to maximize returns for long-term profitability with the aim of creating sustainable shareholder value.
Lastly, Singapore Airlines also have industry, innovation and infrastructure in SDG. Investment in infrastructure and innovation are crucial drivers of economic growth and development. With over half the world population now living in cities, mass transport and renewable energy are becoming ever more important, as are the growth of new industries and information and communication technologies. In order to support the objective of our sector, they are dedicated to environmental sustainability and to conducting their business responsibly. Other than that, by offering superior customer service and proactive client interaction, they strive to give consumers the finest travel experience. Besides, by offering superior customer service and proactive client interaction, they strive to give consumers the finest travel experience. In conclusion, the appeal of the objectives is that everybody can participate, and every contribution, no matter how modest or significant, that will have an effect on the globe. We have observed how the goals have positively changed the business environment in our sector. A total of $23 trillion in business prospects for climate-smart investment have been made available to emerging markets thanks to the Paris Agreement alone. Working largely in developing and transitional nations, we are able to observe the impact of the goals and how they are assisting in the creation of better possibilities for the local populations, as well as the negative impact of the changing environment and the rise in inequality. In order to create a better society for everyone, we must capitalize on this momentum and continue working toward the objective.
For the conclusion, the experience of the worker and their cooperation are needed in order to make the airline become more attractive and interesting. And then, the successful of the company has a great management in strategy that attract customer attraction. It also has a good surrounding employment that manage their team. They also have a cultural teamwork among the employees and the manager that make the organization of the company have a good ceremony among the workers.